Well, hello there, all you beautiful, wonderful people. It's I, Matt from Geekstalgia, here once again doing what we do best, opening up new toys and action figures. And today on the channel, we're opening up this. Is my very first Bandai SH Figuarts figure that I've ever owned. It is of Chainsaw Man. So let's not waste any more time. Let's free him from this plastic prison and see what figure goodness lies inside. Now, before we get started, I have to make one quick admission. I know absolutely diddly squat nothing at all about Chainsaw Man. I know very little, almost next to nothing about anime in general. It's probably the one area of geek culture that I've just never really gotten into. But I saw this figure on one of the websites that I tend to frequent on the internet, and I thought he looked really cool and awesome and interesting, and he was at a really good price, and I thought, you know what, I want it. I'm going to add it to my collection, which is what I'm trying to do now. I'm not buying every figure that comes out. I just thought he looks really cool, which is what I'm doing. Like I say, I just want to buy figures that I think are cool, and this fits that criteria. Now, as you all know by now, we take a close look at the box before we tear it all open, recycle that packaging, and get the figure displayed amongst the collection. On the front, we have a portrait of Chainsaw Man. We've got plastic window packaging. You can see the figure inside. A couple of accessories in there. We've got an extra mouthpiece, what looks like the tie in a sort of billowing action. We have Chainsaw Man, SH Figuarts, Bandai's logo, Bandai Namco. What I'm assuming says the same thing, Chainsaw Man Figuarts, in some Japanese lettering. On the side, another portrait and posing of the figure, Chainsaw Man. On the back, more portraits of the figure in various poses. More stuff in Japanese, more stuff in other languages. I don't read Japanese, I don't read those other languages, but I'm sure they all say the same thing somehow. So, that is the box. Let's get him open and get him out, shall we? Well, that's probably the easiest opening of a figure I've ever done, ever. There was none of that little plastic rubbish that McFarlane really hold their figures in with. It was just, take that bit of plastic off, and he just sort of fell out. And that was, I like that. More companies do that, please. Accessories wise, like I said, we have an extra face with the tongue out. We have a billowy tie, and we have some extra hands. We've got what looks like some closed fist punchy hands and some open hands as well. But the figure himself, and straight away, now that he's in my hand, he was definitely worth the wait. I made the right decision in pre-ordering this figure based on how cool he looks, because this is awesome. I really like the chainsaw bit's really a bit sharp, so don't go pressing on that. But detail wise and articulation and the smoothness of the way it moves as well, I am very impressed by this. He was definitely worth the wait. Colors, the detail, man, he just looks really cool. But let's take a closer look at that articulation. So the head does indeed go all the way around, full on Exorcist style. It does go pretty far back, it does go pretty far forwards. We do have some, I don't want to call it a butterfly joint, it's just a joint in the shoulder that does go out for full T-pose. It does rotate all the way around. We do have what looks like, well, it's not a single or double elbow joint, it looks like a ball joint that just rotates, and it does go pretty far bendy, if that is, it makes grammatical sense. I don't know, I've said it, it's committed to the internet now. We have a joint at the ribs for ab crunch, which does get a little bit of crunch, does go a little bit far back for leaning, goes pretty far back for leaning. Swivel joint at the waist, which is a little bit stiff. Legs go that far out, goes that far forwards, and goes that far back. Again, a double knee joint, but different to any kind of other figure I've had in the past. It is pinless, I believe, but again, very impressive articulation, and the ankles do go up and down and go all the way around. So, final thoughts on the figure. I'm really, really impressed. Like I said, this is my very first Figuarts figure. I have seen loads online. I've never took the plunge. They are a bit out of my price range or budget. But this one, like I said, was a very, very good price on the website. It's Comics and Cocktails. If you ever be on there, they do some really good stuff at really good prices. This is one of them. The colors, the detail, the articulation, the fluidity of the articulation. It moves so well. Waist is a little bit stiff, but every other joint on it just, it's like butter. It's so smooth. This is really, really impressive. And this, if this is like the standard of Figuarts and what you normally get, then I may have to rethink my collecting habits because I'd like to add more to it.
Shut up and take my money.
I am really, really impressed. Like I said earlier, I know absolutely nothing about anime. I know even less about Chainsaw Man. All I know is that his figure from Figuarts is really, really good. I'm going to give him a final score 9 out of 10. I am really, really impressed. 9 out of 10. I like it a lot. He will sit proudly amongst the collection. Oh, I forgot, there's even a toe bend. I didn't see that. There is toe bend as well as that for articulation. But yeah, 9 out of 10. And there we go, guys. That was my very quick opening up of the Bandai Figuarts Chainsaw Man figure. What do you think of the figure? Do you know anything about Chainsaw Man? Do you know more than me? Educate me in the comments below. Do you think it's a good show? Should I watch it? I don't know. I'll take your recommendations. I might give it a go one day. Who knows? But for now, the video is over. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your fellow humans. And until the next one, whatever it may be, whenever it may come your way, thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon.